YouTube! Welcome back to my channel. My name's Tina and I do videos on lifestyle, beauty, and DIYs. Right now I'm focusing a lot on my wedding series, so be prepared for way more wedding content here. But I just wanted to start off this video by saying thank you guys so much for 2,000 subscribers. We are growing on this channel and I just can't wait to share even more DIYs, even more videos and ideas with you guys and really help you with whatever you need for your wedding. So today's video is all about wedding signs and tips and tricks on how to make making your wedding signs way easier. I have some tips on here that I've learned doing my own wedding signs and just doing wedding signs in general. So these 3 different projects are going to show you different hacks that you can do to really perfect your calligraphy. And if you don't know calligraphy, that is a-okay. I have a hack in here that'll make you look like you know calligraphy, but it's actually a really smart hack and you will trick everyone and everyone will wonder how long did it take her to get everything so straight and how did she measure everything? But actually you just used this genius hack that I'm about to show, so stay tuned. I also wanted to mention that these projects are on a much smaller scale and I think that this would really help with beginners because you can practice making these signs for your bridal shower and then go on to big boy projects for your actual wedding. So once you nail these projects, you can do larger ones like this one. This is my hashtag sign. So before tackling bigger projects like this, it was really helpful to just work on these smaller projects and kind of get the technique down, so yes. Also wanted to show off my ginormous sign that I made for the actual wedding day. This was our welcome sign, and I'll obviously put in clips, but as you could tell, it's humongo. It's like the size of my body basically. So if you work on perfecting these techniques, you can definitely do some of these bigger projects that I did for my wedding, and I hope you guys learn a lot from this video, and let's just get into it. For this first project, I picked up these very inexpensive pine craft wood boards and they were only $2.29 each from Michael's. You can leave it in its natural wood color, but since I'm doing this in white paint, I'm going to use a dark stain. And before you start staining, you need to sand it, and don't judge me guys, but I couldn't find my sandpaper anywhere, so I used an old nail buffer to sand the edges and the surface of the wood, but please use real sandpaper when you're doing this project. And also make sure that you wipe off all the debris and then you can start staining. I'm using this Rust-Oleum wood stain tube in dark walnut, and you can use either a cheesecloth or any old rag to wipe the stain on. This tube makes it so easy to dot right onto the wood and stain your wood really quickly. Make sure you really wipe this into all the little nooks and crannies, and also don't forget to do the edges. Alright, now that it's all done, wait at least 2 hours before painting on it. While we wait for it to dry, I'm going to show you an awesome hack that you can use to create a template for your sign. I'm using canva.com to create the design, and I'm first inputting the dimensions so I can see exactly how the design will look when I print on it. Then I'm going to type in the text. I'm going with Bride here, and then I'm going to choose one of their calligraphy fonts. Choose whatever cursive font that you like best. For an added detail, I'm searching up some vines and leaves for each side, and voila, it's ready to be printed. Alright, time for the carbon copy hack. Take some chalk and draw it along the back of the piece of paper. I like to use the long side so I can cover as much of it as possible, and then flip it over and take a colored pencil or any pencil and trace along the design. This will transfer the chalk onto the wood just like a carbon copy, and it's really awesome because you can use this not only on wood, but you can also use this on chalkboards. And once you remove the piece of paper, you can see that the chalk is left over on the wood, and in this clip it's a little bit hard to see, but in real life it served as a really great guide for me. Then you can go in with acrylic paint or paint marker and trace the outlines and fill it in. Here I'm using a paint marker just because I think it's the easiest. And as you can see, the sign looks super close to the original design. It's perfect. Now all you have to do is wait for the paint to dry and make sure you attach some string onto it so you can put it onto a chair. I'm just using twine and hot glue for this, and depending how thick your wood is, you can also use a staple. And that's it for this project. You now have a super cute wooden sign perfect for your bridal shower or wedding. You can use this technique not only for a chair sign, but really any wood that you're designing, and I think it just looks so perfect, so professional, and it also looks like it's printed on, so it's just a super awesome hack that you can use for any sign. So this next project is really great when you're working with glass, and I picked up this super cute frame from the Target dollar spot for only $5. And again, I created a template on Canva and I printed it out. I use script on top and then just regular font at the bottom, and I'm going to place it underneath the glass and trace it with a chalkboard marker. This is super easy to do, but it saves you so much time from having to measure things out and creating guidelines to keep your lines straight. Also, as you can see here, I'm using a piece of paper underneath my writing hand, and that just really helps protect the glass from any fingerprints because it gets a little bit tricky when you're trying to clean it around the letters after you finished it. Also, one thing I wanted to mention is that for the smaller sans serif font, I should have spaced out the text a little bit more or used a bigger font, so when you're creating your template, please keep that in mind when you're using this technique. This sign was so easy to do, so simple, and so fast to make, and I just love how elegant it looks. I feel like this frame looks really modern, but also has a nice touch of personality because you're writing it by yourself with your hands. So for this next project, I ordered a whole bunch of these gold acrylic frames off of Amazon, and I also showed these off in my Amazon wedding video, which I'll link down below, but these were just so perfect and very inexpensive to use as my table numbers, and I'm going to show you how I did them right now. The technique I use for these table numbers is very similar to the one I just showed you, but it's also really good if you just want to freehand your signs. First, I'm going to cut out a piece of paper the same exact size as the frame, and I'll use that as my template. Then I'm going to measure out where I want the word table to be, and also measure out where the midpoint is on the top and the bottom of the template. And this midpoint is really going to help you when you're writing out the table numbers and keeping everything centered. And again, I'm simply just going to place it underneath the acrylic and trace over it. And I love using chalk marker because if you mess it up like I did here, don't worry, all you need is some water and you can wipe it right off and start over again. This hack helped me so much, especially since I had so many tables to do, and it just creates the perfect sign every single time that you do it. Then to add some contrast, I put some silk leaves into the frame, but feel free to use fresh or dried leaves as well. I loved how these looked at each one of my tables. They were so simple to make and they just look so good. I think this would also look great with some pressed flowers, some dried baby's breath, like so many different things that you can put in the frame, but this is just one option and I love it. Alright, time for the last project. These are great little signs that you can use either for your bridal shower or your wedding, but I'm going to make these specifically for a bridal shower since these are the exact signs that I use. And I got these mini signs in a pack of 5 for under $15 at Michael's. You can also stain these frames, but since I was using them for my bridal shower and all the decor was light wood, I kept it in this natural pine finish. First, I'm adding in some embellishments at the bottom with some flowers and leaves. One little tip that I have for you guys is to make sure that you really shake up your chalk marker. As you can see in this clip, it took me a couple of tries to go over the writing for it to show up, but I think it's honestly because I haven't used these markers in a few months because I did not have this problem before when I did this project. So make sure you get either a brand new marker or just shake it up really good before you do any projects. Anyways, this technique is the easiest and most simple when you just want to freehand your writing, and the best tool to create guidelines is washi tape. I literally use washi tape for everything, but it's super helpful in creating straight lines without leaving any residue. In the past, I've created lines with regular chalk, but it's honestly a lot of cleanup, so save yourself the time and just use washi tape. I created a bunch of these small signs for my bridal shower guest book, where to leave shower gifts, and our hashtag, so it was just a really handy way to direct guests on where to go and what to do while you're kind of busy mingling around at your party. I really love how these signs came out, and I think you can really personalize it depending on what types of flowers you put on there or little drawings that you put on the chalkboard. These were just so cute and so handy to have, and also super inexpensive. So I would highly recommend this project, especially for beginners. Alright, so I hope you guys learned so many good tricks and tips on how to make wedding signs, and I hope this also encourages you to just keep practicing and working on your calligraphy skills so you can make beautiful projects like this. I think one of my favorites has to be this one. I used this one for my wedding, but I didn't put the leaves in the back, so I wish I went back and did that. I just feel like this was so easy, and the template really helps as well. Let me know down in the comments which project was your favorite and why, and which ones are you actually planning to practice. Also leave down below if there's any projects that you're planning on doing based on what you saw in this video, and I hope, oh my god, I keep saying I hope that you guys learned so much, but I really truly do that you hope, or I really truly do hope that you learned a lot from this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to subscribe to my vlog channel. I have a channel with my husband and we do vlogs on a weekly basis. Lots of good content there, and just to see my day-to-day life and kind of more exciting things in my life. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm posting every single day on there, and feel free to leave me a DM on Instagram or just comment down below with any questions or suggestions for future videos. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in later this week for even more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!